Hold on. Sorry about that, everybody. Hey, everybody, I'm Peter Fivefoot for Puck Drops here. And you may have noticed on my channel, I did a few live streams of the Vancouver Canucks, but they lost last night in Game 7, an excruciating game against the Vegas Golden Knights. You'll find that on the channel, deeper on there. And now, until the playoffs are over, I'll be live streaming the playoffs. This is the last game of the second round. You'll also find all second round playoff goals coming up in the next few days after this game is over, of course. 2-0 the score right now at the end of the first period. Second period about to start in favor of New York. Also, if you see hats that I'll wear, I'm not rooting for the team. It's just whoever is guided as the home team, because I have all hats of every NHL team except Seattle. 2-0 Philadelphia. Goals by Scott Mayfield and by Andy Green, former Devil. This shot in around, the Islanders still have their power play on that penalty. Leddy in behind Thomas Greiss. He's watched by Thompson, and then the puck taken away by Pitlick, shorthanded. Pitlick holds, shoots, and that one went to the glove of Greiss. He was able to make the save. Lee is buried, but able to get it close to center. Leddy spins away from Hayes. Hayes, who had that huge contract that he signed, trying to bring a championship to the Flyers for the first time since the mid-1970s. Here's Leddy twirling around one, tries to keep it in the line. They got it. Eberle plays a point defenseman. Got it back to Eberle. Eberle holds it to the right side. Twirling is Barzal. Leddy and Polak is on the left side. A tip in front for Eberle. It wouldn't go. Polak feeds to Leddy. Leddy across to Lee. A shot rebound was there for Eberle, and he couldn't stash it through. And the Flyers clear to center. Philadelphia changes defenseman because they weren't able to get everyone, but Provorov was able to tip that one through as well. And here comes Hayes. Rattles it across the boards, and it can be flung down for where Mayfield to give, and Giroux chases. Kept in by the Flyers. A shot by Myers too far, but Myers tried to check it through. Keystone Cops moment for New York. And then the Flyers nearly turned it over. Myers with the puck. He scored the overtime goal in Game 2. And Bailey jets it to center. The Flyers have not won a game in this series in regulation. All three of their wins came in overtime. All three of the Islanders' wins came in regulation. And all those overtime game winners for the Flyers, they were up by multiple goals in regulation in those games as well. Taves flies it to Nelson. Only one of the Islander wins, as this puck is spiked through, was with an opportunity had where the Islanders let up the first goal. And that did happen, and that was Game 2. Or Game 3, Kept on for Pelech, and it flung on to the far boards. Shot one, Greiss, save. Back for where Couturier was. He didn't play Game 6. He's here in Game 7. Feel free to comment and ask questions if you'd like, guys. Flyers throw it to center and taken back by Hayes. Hayes, as Brassard tries to check the puck. Flyers get it defensively. And Konechny, who has not had a good series, rattles this one through. Interestingly, because Konechny has not had a good playoff at all. What had happened, because he had an excellent regular season. Konechny tried to pass one in front, and it went off his stick and goes to center. Philadelphia in their zone. Braun gets it across. Brassard on a turnover. Back pass to Pajot. Pajot was not able to cleanly do anything with the puck positively for his team. And then taken away by Pitlick. Pitlick with speed, which he showed in this game. Drops it off from the line. Back from Van Riemsdyk. Try to pass it across to Niskanen. And a penalty coming up against the Flyers. Too many men on the ice is the call. A line change behind because Robert Haig did not initiate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 did not initiate, did not explain how many men were on the ice. He just kind of limberly walked to the bench, skate walked to the bench. And here's that chance for Eberle that they show on the big screen. But, and the stick tip as well by Giroux that had a chance. But the thing was, there was no communication, and the Flyers had a good opportunity there. Now they're on the kill again. Kept in, New York with like a 3-0 lead here in Game 7. Last time they went to the conference final, they won in 7 games. Shot save, Hart. And Raffl goes for it. Provorov had a chance as well. And then Thompson. And Provorov is down by Hart. Just kicking his legs in pure pain. That's not one of those things you want at all. But Provorov is in an immense amount of pain right now as this puck hit Provorov right in the leg, and he made the block, but once the puck hit, it immediately went down. It must have hit bone or something because he fell down and was writhing in pain. He's now hobbling his way to the bench, but it looks like he'll go to the room for repairs. No, he's going to sit on the bench, but definitely not going to take a shift anytime soon as he got whacked with the puck. Right on the pad, right on the leg side of the pad. Tomorrow, I will not be able to do any live streams because I am having my hockey radio show tomorrow when Vegas and Dallas play. Ugh, can't believe that. But in the conference final, as Nelson brings this one across, I will do Monday, though. I believe the Eastern Conference final between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the winner of this hockey game. Thompson goes to the bench. He's been on the ice a lot. Here's Taves. Slides it across. Has Bailey through. Raffl was mirroring. Here's Taves with 1:17 left in the power play. The too many men on the ice penalty against the Philadelphia Flyers. Nelson, then Beauvillier. Got it for Taves on the Bailey. Bailey to Taves. Taves shoots one. A wrister deflected. Rebounds there. And gloved in the air by Carter Hart. 15:33 to go, and it's still 2-0 New York. Get in the right spots. A lot of times the puck can hit you, and that really happens to go right in the block. 61 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Leddy keeps it in after a good face-off win by the Islanders. On to the right circle. Hole trying to pass one and blocked, but kept in by Leddy. He's got Pollock to the left, Trying to tip that one in front. Hart made a save, and then Barzal's got it. Skating away from, I believe, Provorov, who's back on the ice, amazingly. Pollock spinning through the boards. Islanders trying to keep it in. Philadelphia clears. Greiss out of his net will tap the puck so Leddy can go get it. Stanley Cup champion in 2013, Nick Leddy, tipped that one across and ran back, and now Barzal is down, losing his stick. He was hit high, but no stoppage in play. Barzal just trips right through into the bench, and he got hit high. And there might be a call against the Flyers. But someone's stick hits Barzal. I don't know if it's Pitlick's or if it's Eberle's. If it's Eberle's, no penalty. If it's Pitlick's, they might give one. As he got cut high with the stick, did Matt Barzal. An outstanding player, one of the faster players in our league, and it was Eberle's stick, so no penalty. Pelech shoots this one through. Braun goes for it. A big hit on the board. Cizikas chases, and this penalty is over. Cizikas, one of the players that was on those teams in the early 2000s, 2010s, 2013 and such, that is still on the team, along with Bailey and Eberle and some pregame show of highlights of Barzal getting hit right up high with the puck. And then what you're seeing is that Barzal got cut right in the nose area. And I thank you for the likes as well. But any comments or anything, unless you're just going to lurk, is good. Perfect. Whatever you guys want to do, I'm so happy that you guys are going to watch this with me. But as this puck is dribbled through and icing is the call. So now a face-off between Claude Giroux, the Quebec-born center, one of the players that did play a decade ago with the Philadelphia Flyers in their Stanley Cup final. Puck off the wall, but then Couturier is able to go take it. He tried to go for Giroux, and on the left side was Jake Voracek. Couturier tries to glove it down, and then a high stick will stop play with 14:04 left in the second period. They watch this play by Pelech. This is a Pelech wrister. Matt Martin tried to deflect past Hart, but he was a little too far for a good chance there. Shakes his head, but really. Also a cut high in the eyebrow of Barzal, but he's staying on. He's getting his nose plugged. He didn't go exactly for repairs yet, but Brassard is forced out of the face-off circle. Now he's back in against Hayes. Konechny jostles for the puck. Flyers win it. Myers. Phil Myers off the wall. Hayes tried to tip this one across as well, and then Brassard. An Islander goes down. Sanheim made a play. Here's Hayes on the right side. Hayes trying to pass it to the slot. Myers in front and too far. The Islanders will get it out. Here's Taves. Taves tipped off of Dacole. And Dacole couldn't do anything with it. Here's Hayes slipping. Looks for a pass in front. Blocked and deflected, but taken through by Travis Konechny. A pass in front was deflected and blocked again. Here's Hayes off of Taves. Konechny goes to the bench. The Flyers do a full line change, so New York can try to get the puck out. Not as good as a breakout team as Vegas has been in these playoffs, but a darn near good one themselves. Robert Haig chips this one through to Konechny, and then thrown by Bailey. Here comes Beauvillier with the puck. Drops it through to Nelson. Beauvillier took a hit. Here's Bailey to try to go grab it, but the Flyers are out. Pitlick races for puck against Andy Green. Andy Green possesses it. One of those grinders. Here's Brock Nelson with so much speed. Nelson not alone. Nelson trying to backhand one, forehand one through. And Hart made a save. The puck is loose. Wide open Leddy. Leddy shoots, save Hart. Rebound, another chance, Beauvillier, and that one went off of something and didn't go. Bailey, Islanders warming to the task, and then Philadelphia gets the center right like that. And then this puck dumped in as well. Backhanded and across by Van Riemsdyk, who tries to shoot this one on net, and it's blocked. Van Riemsdyk goes to the bench. Islanders chip it in. 12:10 to go. Flyers throw this one through as well. Thompson and then Raffle. New York takes it to center off of that bad play. Here comes Barzal. Sets it up. Eberle. Save Hart. Carter Hart with a huge play. The guy who used to pay his bills by playing in Alberta gets robbed by the Albertan. So this has been a quite a interesting period. The Islanders are beating Philadelphia in score and chances, but the Flyers have had some decent opportunities. They just really have to, get at them a little more furiously.
No annual fee on any card. Gene, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
That's right.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save. So what are you waiting for? John Stamos to knit you a scarf? I'll finish, Jane.
Obviously, look to see what happens there as well. But the Islanders will really have a chance to do well, of course, if they do get to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a team that plays them well and understands how to play against a team like New York. But for the Islanders, they're at a point where they could really beat any team, even Vegas or Dallas. But you watch this play by Nelson. Nelson had a great opportunity to play at Hart, and then Leddy had the chance. Eberle had a chance. That puck that I said went off of something, it went off the post. It went off a near post that I believe Bailey shot it, and the most of that top line is on the ice. Lee against Giroux. Giroux stays in. And Lee will go because Giroux is a bit antsy. So Giroux will go against Barzal. Won by New York. Pelech shoots this one through. Taken off the corner boards, Voracek. Islanders keep it in. Lee, excuse me. Islanders, a great pass out there. Here's Barzal to Eberle. Eberle backs this one through to Lee. Lee. Yeah, a great chance by him to kind of pull it through and play off the wall. And Barzal will take it on for Eberle as well. Eberle tried to pass that one for Polak, and Polak a pass in front, and the Islanders can't keep it in. Taves with it. Pass to center. Clutterbuck hit, and here comes Cizikas. Cizikas jarred off by Lindblom. Clutterbuck shoots in. Sanheim looks for Myers. Myers, but then it's intercepted by New York. Martin works for it. Cizikas still trying to jam away. Cizikas and Martin just got hit right in the face. Martin gets back up, Taves a shot off the boards. Lindblom tries to keep it away, and then it's kept in by Mayfield. Martin to the side, and it goes to center. Islanders trying to go through there. Hayes looked like he got hit high, and he goes for the puck, but it's taken away by Pelech. Flyers working on their forecheck. Konechny, it's a puck that's fluttering. Mayfield shoots it, glove down by Hayes. Hayes with the puck, and here's a chance for Pajot. Pajot holds, shoots, deflected into the screen, but it fell back down. Brassard's open. Dalcol a shot, wired wide. Philadelphia gets it to center. Van Riemsdyk shoots it in. Konechny goes to the bench. Flyers backhand it through. That was Haig who lost a step. Brassard tries to keep it through, but then Haig did not have a great chance to keep it in, so the Flyers, eventually it will come back to them, but in their defensive zone. Poked away from Van Riemsdyk, and then fluttered through. Pitlick jumps a step. Grice almost stolen away cleanly by Pitlick, but the Islanders are able to send it to center. Niskanen with the puck. A big free agent acquisition, a trade acquisition, Radko Gudas to the Capitals. Flyers have outlasted that team as well. This puck rolls to the glove of Grice, who stops play. That was one of those plays, you look here, where Myers got hit in the head, and then that stick went up to Matt Martin, but they didn't call anything. And then the chance by Pajot, it might have hit the stick of Haig, but he just shot this completely wide. Flyers face-off draw, clean win. Provorov shoots a deflection of the net, and a save by Grice. The former Penguin is stopping all of these Flyer shots. 9:07 left in the second period. 2-0. New York Islanders in Game 7. So big time chance, obviously, and a big time opportunity, of course, for New York and Philadelphia trying to get back in this game. They got to have more zone time. They've got to get bodies to the net. Philadelphia does. For New York, they've had a couple turnovers. Obviously, you want to limit that. And definitely get a little better. We'll see how it goes. And the goaltending too has been pretty good. Hart's been great, but he has fought it in this series. There were times where he really was fighting, in this series, just through to kind of win. And Greiss has just been elite. He's just found save to save. I will say, though, both goalies have played well and stopped pucks that they could have seen, but it's not Vancouver, Vegas. The goaltending in that series, even though the goals were there, was unbelievable in that series. But not as much as, of course, this game. This game kind of doesn't have the amount of goaltending. But when you need to be a great goalie, you need to be a great goalie, and they've got that with both goalies. As they watch Lou Lamoriello, who's a period and a half away from advancing to the second round and playing Brice Lebois' Tampa Bay Lightning. Couturier in the draw. Lost it, taken by Polak. Polak, where Brassard couldn't see it, and Brassard easily gets to center. Villiers, excuse me. And then not Bailey, Nelson was dumped. And Nelson works off of Provorov. Flyers jet to center. Here's Giroux. Stops up. And Provorov ran into Beauvillier as the Islanders have a chance at a 2-on-1. Voracek back checking. Here's Lee. Scores! Nelson! And it's 3-0 Islanders. What a play by Nelson. The Islanders take 3-0 lead over Philadelphia. It was Bailey and Nelson just waited and shot it right through the body of Hart. And this puck is offside. On what a read by Bailey. Lee was on the ice, but he was going through center ice and not near it. It was actually Bailey to Nelson. And Brock Nelson, the first forward up there to score, as it was first Mayfield, then Green, now Brock Nelson. With Andy Green, who's been good as well, with assists by Ryan Polak and Josh Bailey. Here comes Barzal. Matt Barzal holds, shoots it, and then there was Lee, and then Eberle on a cross. Flyers get it back through to center. The Flyers stop up, work for Hayes. Hayes turns. Flyers need momentum, and quickly, as this puck is cornered off the glass, Lee fights. He's got it, and he finds Eberle. Eberle, toe drag, and it's poked away by a chance from Sanheim, and then twirling Barzal, shot off the glass, and it comes off of Leddy's stick and onto Pitlick, who finds Lawton, who had an overtime goal earlier in the series. Van Riemsdyk shoots it wide, and off an Islander into the netting. They're showing Giroux, and actually it was a stick check by Brock Nelson in the New York zone. Nelson was able to give it to Pollock, who threw Bailey on his right. Bailey came across and a pass to Brock, and Brock Nelson finished it to make it 3-0. Obviously, Giroux upset on the bench of giving that chance because of a wonderful stick check play by Brock Nelson. The flyer went down, and the Islanders are calling for a call, and I think they're going to get it because Martin went down, and the Philly player Braun looked like he had tripped somebody, and it looks like there will be a New York power play. Not sure exactly what's going to happen, but that's the outlook right now. No, just an offside. Comes to center. Flyers get the face-off win, and they throw it on across. Raffle and Kubel. Kubel tried to pass it in front, and then Braun was there. Raffle with a hit. Islanders send it across, and they've got it back. Bailey shoots it in. Clutterbuck with a hit. Back on Haig, and then Kubel. Kubel fights to Haig. Haig takes a hit. Islanders, as the puck goes to center, able to come through and shoot it into the Philadelphia Flyer zone. Haig trying to lay a hit. Kubel with the puck. Slants it across, and the Islanders shoot it in again. Brassard tries to go grab it. Haig with it. Shot it too far for a Flyer, so Philadelphia wagon fire change, and the Islanders will take their best shot at doing something here as this puck comes off of a stick and centered away from Voracek. Giroux with the puck. Taves shoots it in, and then it goes to Hart. Hart on for Braun. Justin Braun finds Couturier, and then through to Giroux. Giroux on close to Hayes, it might have been. I'm not sure. And then Nelson made a move across. And here's Brock Nelson looking for a second. He goes around the goal and looks for a teammate. Trying to find Bailey, and the stick check was too far. Taves with the shot, handcuffed Hart, but he's able to make the save. Couturier shot that one off a couple of sticks, and the Islanders go with it again. Beauvillier in front for Nelson, and a piece of it grabbing was Hart. Islanders try to keep it in. They do. Shoot it on net high. So it never was on net, but the Islanders still have the possession. Eberle shoots it through. Held to the left wall. Konechny thrown to center. Kept across for Couturier. Shoots this one through. Konechny. On back close to Lindblom. Taken by Provorov. On a cross and then sent to center. Nelson made it 3-0 with a bad play by Giroux. 5:08 to go in the second. So now that a little commercial break, but then they'll be back soon for the final rush of the second period in Game 7. Winner plays the Lightning and will become the last team to advance past the second round and go to the conference final. Philadelphia hasn't made the Eastern Conference Final since 2010, a full decade ago, when they quickly knocked out Montreal. And they haven't made the Stanley Cup Final. Also that year, 2010, that was the year they did it. The Islanders haven't made the Eastern Conference Final since 1993, excuse me. And to the conference final, of course, that would be huge for them. They haven't made the Stanley Cup Final since 1984, and they lost to Wayne Gretzky's Edmonton Oilers. The Philadelphia Flyers, last time they played the Tampa Bay Lightning, was actually the last in the playoffs. That was actually the last time they played them in the conference final. and that was in 2004. Seven game loss. Yes, correct. By the Philadelphia Flyers to the Flyers did to New York to Tampa Bay. Can't think. New York has never played Tampa Bay in the conference final, but they've played them twice in the playoffs. A 5-game loss in 2004 in the first round, the year Tampa Bay would win the Stanley Cup. When their St. Louis scored a goal past the goaltender Rick DiPietro. And the Flyers try to have a breakaway here. Hayes, save. Varlamov, Rice. That one went off the wide side of the cage. I'm sorry for being interrupted there. Their other series chance here as Martin brings it on across. Not for Clutterbuck. Try to double pass one. Great chances on the other side. It was 2016 in the second round. As well, 5-game loss to Tampa Bay. But I was fumbling through that. 2 huge chances for Philadelphia and for New York. The goalies were big, especially Greiss on that one play. Pitlick hands it off. Konechny toes it, try to shoot one in front. Van Riemsdyk, a shot went wide. And then Pitlick can't hold it in, but it went back to the defenseman, so it is held in. Here comes Konechny. And then Van Riemsdyk backed it on across. Lawton to Van Riemsdyk, and the Islanders do grab it and shoot it into the Flyer zone. Pitlick lost the puck. Here comes Bailey. Bailey backhands to Nelson. This time that won't work. Ever since that goal, they've been trying to make that play work again, and it hasn't worked. It has not been accomplished completely. Chopped from Myers, and the Flyers find a way. Here's Thompson. Dropped it off for Raffl, and once he hit Raffl's stick, offside. Oscar Lindblom made such a good play to pass that one in front, and then another chance to score a goal. And his second game back from cancer in Game 7, how huge would that have been? Saku Koivu-esque. But Rice made a good play. And on the other side, New York had a chance against Carter Hart, and he stomped out the lights. Flyers need some momentum quickly. It probably would have given momentum if Lindblom had scored. Another chance for Giroux, and that one won't go. Eberle trying to force it to center. He does, and tipped off the stick by Lee. The captain made a play. Provorov pursued by Barzal, and he gave it on across to, it looks like Couturier. Couturier shoots this one through, and Polak pursues Couturier. Couturier hit on Polak, and Giroux falls down. Islanders get it to center. Partial 3-on-2 before Giroux can get back. Wide open. Lee shoots, and he shanked it. Lee gets it back. Looks for Taves. Lee shoots. Lee fell down after a hit there by Voracek, who lost his stick but gets it back up. Here's Lee trying to hit Giroux. Lee had a chance and a good pass, but was intercepted. Hayes throws it on back as the Flyers are changing. It goes to Mayfield, who scored the first goal of Game 7. Hayes with the hit. Taken away by Lindblom, and then Hayes with the chance. Haig tries to poke that one through. Hayes flicked it across, and the Islanders have a chance. Brassard with speed. He's got Dal Cole with him. Brassard shoots off a stick and out of play with the 1:56 left in period 2. 19 shots on goal for New York in this game, 9 for the Philadelphia Flyers. No goals for the Flyers as that puck shot wide, obviously, on that great Anders Lee shot. And 3 goals for the Islanders. Game 1, of course, tomorrow, which I will not be able to broadcast, between Las Vegas and Dallas. Las Vegas being the home team, winning 3-0 last game. Only 1 goal scored on the incredible rookie Thatcher Demko. 2 were empty netters The one goal, of course, Shea Theodore, the only guy who scored in the playoffs against him in his career, as well as 2 empty netters by Tuck and Paul Stastny as the Flyers hurry into their own zone, and Dallas winning in overtime with a rookie hat trick. Islanders take it out of their own zone. Beauvillier speeds it across, shot that one back. If New York plays Vegas in the Stanley Cup final, it will be the battle of the breakout pass. Beauvillier for Sanheim. And Sanheim threw that one across, glove down by Bailey, and then thrown to the far boards. Kept by Beauvillier. On a cross for Lee, and then that was Nelson. Less than a minute to go in the period. 3-0 Islanders in Game 7, second period. Got it from Pelech. Beauvillier, hit hard. Beauvillier trying to keep it in. Somehow, Flyers trying to get it out. Kept there. Thrown off the bench, and then Pelech shoots this one wide. Eberle goes down. Lee to Eberle. Holding it for Pollock to Eberle. Eberle holding the line. Got it for Barzal, who stick handles around. Barzal, an all-star this year. Barzal on for Pelech again. Shot this one across. 15 seconds to go in the second period. Lee to the line. Got it to Pelech. Pelech on a ringside pass on for Barzal. Barzal went by a few sticks. Barzal still. And hit there. Barzal trying to poke this one, and it goes to center. That's the end of the second period. 3-0 New York Islanders after 2. They are 20 minutes away from the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 1993. Philadelphia has a huge hole, but they'll have a chance at the beginning of the third period. Great, guys. So it's 3-0 New York Islanders. Expected New York to really try to win this game for real and not to completely choke us. You saw Dallas and Vegas able to come back, but at this point, it's one of those moments where they got to do everything they can. So we'll see how the third period goes. We'll do some previewing for the Western Conference Final. I'll give you my preview right now. I think Las Vegas wins in 5 games. Really, I think that'll happen. The Golden Knights will put Dallas in their place. They had not a terribly easy series, but they got breaks and they were able to get into playoff mode against Chicago, which ended up going the way most Golden Knight fans thought it would. And then they had an unbelievably difficult series that they not really understand how tough it was against Vancouver. So they'll be ready. They know what they have to do to win. And Dallas, that's a team that might be suffering from some confidence issues, even though their youth and their depth can really come across and win. So, but I think Vegas right now has the forechecking and the offense. And I think if they play New York in the Stanley Cup final, the Islanders can't beat Vegas. As you know, they're out to win a cup. So, in my opinion, really, the only team that could beat Vegas in the Stanley Cup final is Tampa, who I actually think they're going to get that. I think they'll get Tampa Bay and Las Vegas in the Stanley Cup final. It'll be a very interesting series. Of course, Tampa Bay versus Vegas. Wonder also who starts game 1 against the Stars and who starts game 1 against Vegas. If they go with Bishop or they keep with Khudobin. I think, especially if you thought about it, coming into this series, well, not coming into the series, but coming into this playoff year, that the playoff would start Bishop versus Fleury. But it looks like now, as we get into this round, it's going to probably be Lehner versus Hudobin. Hudobin more because Bishop's inconsistency was showed. I believe that was game 5. And he also was battling an injury. Lehner has the hot hand. He hasn't suffered much. The only bad game Lehner really had was game 6 against the Canucks. And Lehner has lost only 2 games this series because Fleury played. No, it was 3. That's right, because Fleury played one of the Vancouver losses, game 4. So Lehner has only 3 losses, and they were all in the Canucks series. He did not lose any games in the series against Chicago. Fleury started game 4. Fleury, who is 1-1 in these playoffs, with a loss against Chicago and a win against Vancouver. So, I don't really know who starts, but it looks like it will be Lehner versus Hudobin there. If New York wins this game, it probably still will be Greiss because of the Varlamov injury. So it probably would be Tomas Greiss against Andrei Vasilevsky. Obviously, we shall see what happens. But New York has outscored Philadelphia 10-3 in the third period in this series. So that's another interesting tidbit, of course. It will help New York. Not just a fun fact, excuse me for just having a little bit of throat issue, but I'll say that it's not just a tidbit, but it's something that's important to know as New York has played. Looking at the Western Conference, as I talked about the Eastern Conference Final, Dallas, of course, hasn't been in the Western Conference Final since 2008 when they lost to the Red Wings. And Colorado had a chance last night to go to the Western Conference Final for the first time since 2002 when they also lost to the Red Wings. And Vegas hasn't been in the Western Conference Final since 2018. So it's their second in 3 years. They haven't been in the Stanley Cup Final since 2018. And the Dallas Stars haven't been to the Western Conference Final since the Stanley Cup Final, since 2000 when they lost to the Devils. This, of course, will be interesting how that game goes. Right now, they just recapped the first 5 minutes of the second intermission show of a recap on the series between Philadelphia. Well, not the series, the period between Philadelphia and New York, and they will be doing some recap on the Vegas and Vancouver series. WCSN really didn't get to do that because they got to recap last night right after the game, but then go to car racing or whatever. And NBCSN has been doing the horse racing all day, so they never even really got a chance to talk about that series. So they'll get their chance in a few minutes after the commercial break. And we'll see happening how this third period ends up going. Again, I would have done this whole game, but the first period I missed because I was eating a pretty big dinner, and I won't miss it pretty much at all for the next the next few games. Obviously, I won't do tomorrow's, but I will do game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final and try to do the other games in the Western Conference Final and the Eastern Conference Final. They'll be unbiased because I like Vegas. I'm not a huge fan of Dallas, and I'm not a huge fan of Tampa Bay, and I have no real liking for New York at all. No hate, but no real liking for them at all. And, it's not a team where I kind of get some biased on this show. And I kind of can because it's just YouTube. But if you see my Vancouver videos, I have bias for them. I'll be doing Detroit and New Jersey games as well when the season comes back, and Vancouver games, and you will hear the bias. But for the rest of these Stanley Cup final, there will be no bias unless the New York Islanders win. I'm not a New York Islanders fan, but there will be a little bit of excitement because I am from New Jersey and in New York, New Jersey area, and of course, New York winning a championship would be huge. Something New York has not done since 2012 when the New York Giants won the Super Bowl. And if you think I'm a hypocrite for wearing the Flyers hat again, as I said earlier, I'm not a Flyers fan. I'm just wearing the hat of the team that's marked as the home team in this series. Yeah, it was a tough game last night as I was watching the highlights of Vegas against Vancouver. That was a very difficult night for me as a Canucks fan. But, as I said last night, if you really want to understand it, you can watch the videos. But, there was quite pride, quite passion for Vancouver, for the Canucks, and of a season where I expected the Canucks to go semi deep, have a decent season. If I remember in my preseason, I believe I had Vancouver in the playoffs. I don't remember completely as I'm trying to pull it up, but I did have. We will be missing one player in the opener of the series, as I'm trying to look at it through and remember. No, I actually didn't have Vancouver making the playoffs. Wow, I can't even believe it. I thought at least I'd have them early. No, I think I had Vancouver missing by a few games, but preseason, I didn't think this team would even make the playoffs. They make the playoffs. They make short work of St. Louis. They run Vegas down, but Vegas comes back and is able to win Game 7, which is a big testament to them, obviously. The rest I'll say about that. Ryan Reeves was suspended, though, for the hit on Tyler Mott to the head. I don't know if a suspension was warranted, but definitely the 5-minute major, which the Canucks were not able to score on, no fault of their own, just the fact that the defensive excellence of Vegas. But so Reeves will not play Game 1 against the Stars. We'll see how that'll go tomorrow. But so just looking at that through just kind of mirroring in how the game went and how he was, and then they'll talk some more about complete prediction for next week for tomorrow's series, tomorrow's game and series. Probably go back to commercial, probably take a 15-second look at the locker rooms, go back, and then we'll have the third period. I can do some commentary.
Mr. Brodeur, hi, it's Tim from Enterprise. I think we left your cup in your last rental.
Obviously, for Dallas, you want to go fast, but Dallas is a little more experienced and they have a little more size than the Canucks had, but still, you want to talk about just sheer bulk. Vegas has the bulk, and Vegas has a little bit more of a cycle game than the Stars do. Sagan hasn't played that good in these playoffs, but if the Dallas Stars want to set up a cycle, I don't think it would work, but I don't think it would be as effective as, say, Vegas setting up their cycle, especially the Mark Stone line. And I've been impressed with Mark Stone in this series. He's been a really great acquisition. And if some of those acquisitions from this season were on the Vegas Golden Knights team from last year, Vegas beat San Jose and they beat Colorado, and I don't know what they do against the Blues. They might end up winning the Stanley Cup. Like that team. This team is good. I don't think anyone's beating Tampa Bay this year. I don't think that's happening. But if there's any team that can beat the Lightning, this is the team that can. If Dallas gets in the Stanley Cup final, they won't beat the Lightning. And as I said, if New York gets in the Stanley Cup final, I could see them beating Dallas pretty well. I could see Dallas beating New York pretty well, though. Yeah, I really could. But I don't think New York will be able to beat Las Vegas. Yeah, Monday night, that'll be the first conference final stream from me between Tampa Bay and the winner of this game. Between either New York or Philadelphia. No, actually, there isn't going to be any more intermission coverage. They're going to have a short little commercial break, and then we'll be right back for Game 7, third period, the final period of the final game in the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs before the conference finals. Which would whittle it down to 4 teams. Of course. The Flyers are down 3-0 at the end of the second period. So, to begin the third, you want to get a goal, you want to get one quickly. And I can see them tying it. It'd be very interesting. But they got to do it quickly. Personally, though, back to the Dallas series, I really, when I think about it, could see Dallas end up winning the game 1. Like, I think that's something that's like, you know what, Dallas feels like they want to come through and they want to kind of win a game to get a head start on Vegas, because the more, opportunities, the more chances that they would get would be to win a game first. Like, you don't want to have an opportunity where they don't even win game 1. They have a worse chance of winning the series just because how deep and how good Vegas is. Game 1 is so important, especially if you're a team that doesn't look like they're going to win. You look at Vancouver, they played, I'd say, their worst game in the playoffs in game 1 against Las Vegas. So you want to get your game 1 has to show up, of course. Chicago had a decent but not great game 1 against Vegas. Las Vegas shows up in their game 1s. So Dallas has to come through and really start playing to the capacity that they know they can. It's been an interesting third period for the Flyers and the Islanders. It'll definitely be good to see. Also kind of want to monitor how Greiss plays, too, as they're going right back to Toronto for this game. And for puck drop is a few seconds away in Game 7 in the third period between the Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders. So the factoid here is on Matt Barzal, who has played 17 games against the Flyers in his career, scoring 8 goals. And he had 3 shots today. One of them was blocked. 3 shots on goal, another one blocked. As this one comes across, and the third period is underway. Andy Green gets it to the side, and then the puck goes into the Philadelphia zone. Zizekas pursues Provorov. Provorov gets hit back down to the ice, and I think he got hit high again. Here's Kubel with Green on his back. Kubel loses the puck. Islanders trying to get it to center. They do. Josh Bailey stripped by Sanheim, and here comes Couturier. Flyers change. Lindblom tries to play that puck, and then here comes the chance where Pollock was. Konechny shoots and a save made. Crosses in by Beauvillier, a shot, and that deflected wide. Flyers get it to center. Couturier off of his side, close to the Flyers bench. Couturier gets it. Couturier holds on, waits, shoots wide. Close where Greiss was, and then Pollock with the puck. Skied in by Konechny to try to get the puck. Konechny goes to the line. Here's Provorov. Provorov delays, stripped by Martin, but then Provorov will backhand it in, and way too high. But since it went off a stick, it'll count as a deflection, and everyone can change. So still 9 shots on goal for Philadelphia. 19 is the number that New York holds. Giroux against Barzal. Won by the Flyers. Here comes Provorov. Shoots this puck in. All the way past Pelech. Flyers trying to jam away and get this puck in the offensive zone where they are. Voracek has a chance, or with an opportunity for Hayes, and it slipped past his stick. Provorov has to go run and gun to go get it. Lee almost intercepted, but the Flyers go with the puck. Here comes Giroux. Passed it on back. Voracek a shot. Save Greiss. No rebound. Well, there was a partial one, but he gloved it immediately. As this pass was a good touch one, and then that shot right to – it's a good decision, but, you know, it's a close wrister against a hot goalie. Nobody in front. That's the type of decision Greiss will normally make, although Philadelphia does get a shot on goal, whatever that's worth. Lawton on the draw, lost the faceoff. Islanders going to take it completely out. Brassard made a good decision there, and then Lawton spins the backhand, kept in, but then it goes to center. Off the wall, Braun on for Haig. Shot high, and then Mayfield. Lawton chases. Lawton hits Mayfield. Then DeHaan. DeHaan still with the puck. Shoots it off the boards, and the Islanders gain their possession. Mayfield for Pelech. Adam Pelech behind Greiss. Pelech shoots along the far boards. Off of Zizekas. Islanders the chance Barzal, and then Kubel helped with the forecheck, but intercepted, and here's Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck, pass back, shot deflected, a chance by Martin, and then Thompson is able to sky it. Raffle hits Leddy, and then Kubel tries to go grab the puck. Here comes Green. Andy Green shoots it in. Hart, stick that one around. Hart's out of his net, but finally gets back through. Flyers throw it to center, but intercepted by New York. Nelson clears. Chips it in, Sanheim, and then back for Bailey. Bailey looks, and Beauvillier who was the Panther killer a few rounds ago. Shot deflected. And Beauvillier was not able to make the best decision with his chances. Connecting hit, and then Myers. Myers, a shot and a clean pass there. Here's Connecting. A toe drag through. Connecting looks for a bank pass, and he's found one. That's Giroux. A shot from the point went off of a player. Then another shot in, trying to bank it past him. And then the puck goes all the way back by Provorov and to Carter Hart. The top line of New York is back on the ice, which has been more dangerous. Chance for Barzal, intercepted, and it went to Hart. Carter Hart made the save, and then Hayes flown that one back. Voracek makes a pass to Provorov. Provorov, who scored the overtime game winner in Game 6 to force this Game 7. A forecheck across, and then here comes Jordan Eberle, former Oiler. Hands it Barzal. Laser shot. Save Carter Hart. They show this the great defensive plays that the New York Islanders do. Then back across, trying to glove it down. There is Braun is careened to the boards. Brassard, and then tipped away from where Pitlick was. Dalcol passes it across. It gets shot in. Pajot on the forecheck. Pajot sticks with it, and then the Flyers are able to tip this one close to center. Giroux sends in all the way down to Greiss, and okay, Lawton is going to go with Pajot. A punch to the chest, another punch down. Lawton holds down Pajot, trying to get a fist to the face, but that's where the referees will separate the two after a Donnybrook. And so the Flyers trying to get some momentum back as Lawton just wanted to ignite a fight in a Philadelphia Flyer, New York Islander type of way. And the guy that went with him was not a guy you would have thought of. The second line center, Jean-Gabriel Pajot. And Pajot puts a fist right to the shoulder, but then Lawton uses his side and brings down the French-Canadian winger. So both will go for 5-minute majors. Well, for 5-minute major calls are for fighting. So we'll see if Philadelphia gets their momentum. Down 3-0 with 14:41 remaining in their season, potentially. Couturier against Cizikas. Couturier face-off right to the back. Here comes Polak, a shot deflected. There's another chance, Konechny, and then Pelech gets it back. A backhander flown to center. Martin goes down, and then the Flyers shoot it across for Couturier, and back along the center, Lindblom. Lindblom fighting with Clutterbuck. Flyers get that puck across, and then it's sent into the New York Islander zone. Konechny took a hit. Konechny looks at the pass in front for Couturier, tied up. Lindblom there as well. Couturier goes down. Konechny, went down. Puck finally finds its way to an Islander possession and changes. Beauvillier fought off of Provorov. The backhand pass saucered away. Here's Hayes. Hayes on his stick. Try to pass that one through close to Lindblom and then to Giroux. Giroux off of a fluttering puck. And it's out of play. I don't know if there'll be a penalty, but it might be coming up against New York. We'll see as the referees examine it. 13:33 to go in the third period of Game 7. 3-0 New York.
Well, fun to try. See at the Honda Summer Clearance. Contact your Honda dealer today. Shop online. Honda, official dealer.
If Philadelphia does get a power play coming up, it will be a pretty big moment due to the fact that the flight attempts to give momentum back, of course, for the Flyers.
We know you've got big things ahead.
If you get the momentum off the fight and you get the momentum off of a power play, at some point the Flyers have to score a goal. And this has been a very stressful game, confusing for the Philadelphia Flyers and their faithful, due to the fact where the Canucks game last night against Vegas, a 3-0 loss, but 2 goals were shutouts, were empty net goals, and the shutout pitched wasn't. The goalie was absolutely stellar, and it is a Philadelphia power play, and the puck wasn't across the line. It wasn't a goal against the goalie until 6:56 left in period 3, where this game has been all Islanders, and they've been able to make the most of their opportunities, and the Flyers just have been able to get nothing, where it does feel a little different. So Pajot is still in the box for fighting for the 5-minute major. And the delay of game call now to Nelson. The last power play goal was not scored in this series by the Flyers. It was in the series last against the Canadiens, and it was all by Kubel in that big game that he had. Puck gets cleared off the faceoff. Provorov backs it on. Giroux with Voracek. Finds Jake Voracek. Jake the Snake with a hit on Pelech, and then Mayfield lays one on him. Try to go for Giroux, a backhander that never was able to completely go through. Provorov to Couturier to Provorov from the point. Provorov hands it across Giroux. Backhander man reads like a chance, blocked. Cizikas clears. Goes right where Hart was able to touch Ivan Provorov with it now. Provorov goes past. We've seen no Gostisbehere as he goes back through to Hayes. Hands it off, does Niskanen to try to go down for Lindblom. Immediately they change their power play unit. Hayes still with the puck. Hayes fights off Clutterbuck. Hayes back. Held through. They play catch. On a cross on for Lindblom. Lindblom trying to pass it again, and Cizikas clears. This time Bavillier, cleared. 30 seconds left in the power play. It's gone lightning fast. The interception, shorthanded chance for New York. And the Flyers are able to get it to center. New York is lagging on their passes. But here's Josh Bailey, and it fought to the wall, kept in by Sanheim. Niskanen a drive. Deflected, blocked, and sent all the way down the ice. Hart to hold it in, and Philadelphia is going to have only one last chance to score in the power play, and they may not get one. They do not. Penalty's over. Brock Nelson is back on the ice. Still an Islander in the penalty box. That, although it was the 5-minute fighting major to Pajot, Lawton's still in the box for Philadelphia as well. Kubel works on the battle along the boards with Green. Hits Green in the back. Green getting shoves from Kubel. Flyers still trying to jam away with it. Couturier holding it. Right circle. Shooting. And that deflects off the side of the wall. The puck goes all the way down to Thompson. Nate Thompson, big pass. Haig on the left side of the wall. Haig will shoot it. Grice reaches, but there was no need to get it because it didn't even hit a stick. Flyers still jamming away to do something with the puck. It goes to center. Philadelphia wants to change, so they completely shoot it in. Islanders now will have possession. Jordan Eberle, he shoots it in with no change. And It looks like possibly an Islander power play, as you see the play there, but as you see some of the power play outlets, they're not having crisp passes, Philadelphia, as that one hits a skate. That was a good job by Mayfield, keeping his skates together to block shots. 11 shots on goal for Philadelphia, only 22 for New York, but they're beating them again, this time by 11. Puck thrown down, Polak will touch. 3-0 still with 10:33 to play, icing against the Flyers. For the Flyers, they'll have Couturier out there against Barzal. Won by the Flyers. But in back, intercepting it is Lee. Still across to Couturier. Flyers work it back. On for Lindblom. Lindblom through 2. Kept, held, shooting, and a save, Grice. Rebound kept back, and then Provorov wasn't able to tank that stick down to the opposition lane. Here's Barzal. Pretends to drop it. Pass in front. Lee goes down, and the Flyers keep it in. In their side, Flyers looking to break the center. They do. Couturier for Lindblom to Couturier. Couturier holding loose, and it goes to center. Lindblom has to go to the bench. Braun out with it. Backed it across. Islanders right off. Here's Mayfield. A chance in front. Mayfield, another pass in front. Kept there. A slap shot. A save. A rebound. Mayfield. Too far off of Hart. And then Mayfield still with it. Raffle to try to take it out. Pitlick with it now. Pitlick shoots to the boards, and it does go to center, but taken by Pellick. Pellick to Nelson. Brock Nelson shoots it through. Here's Braun. Puck moves its way to center. Flyers work it that way. Here comes Giroux. Giroux away from Cizikas. Pass to the back wall. Here's Braun. Braun backs it to Haig, and then Voracek through another. Kept along by Martin. Poked through, and here comes Myers. Sanheim as well, and behind is Hayes. Hayes a pass. Hayes right in the middle. Hayes has a chance. Tries to toe drag it, and he gets hit by Andy Green, who Hayes hits Green again, but Green gets back up. Barzal dekes into the Philadelphia zone. Barzal to Lee. It's Everly shooting, and he missed the net. Or no, that I think went right to the glove of Hart, and he was able to stop it and stop play. 8:24 to go in the third period of Game 7. 3-0 New York Islanders.
There are a lot of ways to offer help. Our way is by donating a portion of every Hyundai sold to Hyundai Hope Relief. Help find a cure for child.
Soon they'll be back from that break and get
Hope is our greatest feature. And it comes
we'll get some more of the third period. Probably get around 6 to 7 hockey minutes of the period, and 1 or 2 more breaks. And we'll see what the score is, obviously. If they do go to overtime, or if the Flyers keep their 3-0 lead. Now, so you talk about shutouts, Tomas Greiss, to see if he would get one. You know, the third of the series, or if it would have been the third shutout of the series for Tomas Greiss.
Now the best way to get a taco or burger delivered is to get a Domino's pizza.
So it is back now. They're ready for a face-off. With, I believe, 8:24 left, I think, was the call here. 8:24 between New York and Philadelphia in this series. And Lee's been good, obviously, to show some of his plays. And Barzell, a pass, some shots and passes in front. The Islanders just really have had the momentum because they've been able to maintain this net front zone presence. 25-11, 25 shots on goal for New York, 11 shots on net for Philadelphia. New York swamped Philadelphia in shots on goal, and I believe that was game number, is that 5? Or it might have been 6, but Provorov gets it in behind. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Game 7, winner plays the Lightning. New York has a 3-0 lead against Philadelphia. Konechny tried to tip that one off of his stick, and here's Couturier shooting one towards the net too far. Here's a chance. Sanheim still can't get it away. A backhander went wide of Greiss, and the Flyers tip it to the zone. Here's Couturier, a slap shot there by Sanheim. A bouncing puck, but Greiss was able to put a shoulder on it. Sanheim gets it across. Myers a shot. Another chance off the stick. Flyers trying to keep it in. Couturier did. Van Riemsdyk, they're really going for their season. And it goes to the wall finally. Flyers and Islanders both change. Sanheim shoots it through. Lawton hits Pelech. Pass goes to the line. A shot off a body, and it was deflected down. But what a decision by Sanheim. And he gets that shot right to Greiss. Greiss makes the save. A rolling puck, and then Van Riemsdyk, James Van Riemsdyk had a shot that bounced off of Greiss as well. 2 saves for Tomas Greiss. 2 really good ones. And then a neutral zone faceoff. Giroux wins it. Flyers at center. Provorov shoots in. First guy to the puck, Nick Leddy. Poked on away to the line. And the net is empty for Philadelphia. And a chance there. And a rebound loose. Greiss is down. He makes a save with the glove. And what a play there as the extra attacker is out, of course, for Philadelphia. And it's a high stick or something they're calling as, you know, the call was made because Alain Vigneault, he had a hunch that an extra attacker would help, and boy, did it. The Flyers in the last 90 seconds have been buzzing. Hart stands at the outstretch of his cage. He hasn't left yet. He still is on the ice. Now he's left. 6 skaters out for the Philadelphia Flyers. Bailey to try to chip it across. Nelson. And he finds Beauvillier. He scores. Anthony Beauvillier, 4-0 New York. For Anthony Beauvillier, what a pass by Josh Bailey and outlet. Breakout. It's Vegas of the East. And that's what the New York Islanders are. A great play by Brock Nelson. He lets him know with the fifth bump. And for Anthony Beauvillier, it is 4-0. New York Islanders, the 8th goal of this playoff. They scored 2 against Washington, 4 against Florida. And his second of the series against the Flyers. So now Philly is in an even deeper hole. Pulled off the blue line and chipped into the side for the Flyers to go get it. Couturier back for Giroux. Grice tips it for Mayfield. Mayfield battled and buried. Pajot. And the net is empty again. Right? Philadelphia bringing in the extra attacker. Couturier, close. Voracek holds in the line. Voracek to the blue line. There's Sanheim to Myers. Myers shoots. Deflected. Giroux. And then taken away from Pajot. Pajot lifts to Brassard. Brassard for the empty net, and he missed it. Close to the goal, and Myers is able to take it. To Sanheim. Sanheim. Through again. Grice goes for it. Konechny on a cross as well. Islanders go for it again. Cizikas trying to jam at it. Niskanen away. Holds to the empty net. And he missed it. With the chance there, I believe it was a good play by Cizikas on a cross. Might have been Beauvillier in the final 5 minutes of this period. And of this game and possibly of the Flyers season. The goalie is back in. Now there's an extra attacker. And it goes all the way back to Lawton, who's acting as a lone defenseman, connecting into the New York zone, trying to throw one on net. Nothing doing there. It goes back at center for Ivan Provorov. Provorov with the puck. Will sink this one through. Lawton drops it off to Voracek, who goes by the diving Lee. Voracek tips, and then Voracek goes down. Flyers sink this one through. Islanders sink this one through, and then over the top of the glove. And not sure what was called, but something. Yep, the Flyers again in the worst scenario get penalized for too many men on the ice. So the Islanders get a power play. 4:12 left in the third.
Should have used that before I hired my interior decorator. Why not? Maybe a couple of truck fillers would help. Get a strategy gut check from our trade desk.
So for the Islanders, you want to see what happens. For the Flyers, really, you want to see what happens. That, of course, is extremely interesting and exciting because, I mean, that's one of those things. That's one of those things that, of course, you see will happen because you are shorthanded, but you need your season to be kept alive. You're only about 4:30 left. You're down 4-0. And extra attackers usually help the game seem a little easier, and you need to score goals. That's simply it. If the Flyers want to continue playing, I mean, if they're just giving up on the season, it's too late to give up. So do they just go to kill? And if you just go to kill the whole time, it's 2 minutes of playing time. So you would only get about 2:48 left after the power play would be killed of your season to score 4 goals. So just playing the shorthanded game doesn't always work either. So we'll see if they go for an extra attacker. And an extra attacker would be a 5-on-5, but the power play would have a chance for an empty net. Hart is in right now, but he's edging top. He's not in his butterfly. So it's close to see if he'll go out soon. Meanwhile, the Flyers trying to clear it, and then they do make it to center. They're not going for the clear. They're going for the rush shorthanded. Thompson with the chance. Hart is still in the net. Islanders work in their own zone. Luddy will take it to center, and he will drop it off. He'll be taken by Eberle. Eberle holds to the line. A chance, a shot, and that one went wide as well. Puck kept in by Polak. On for Eberle. Made a pass. Back to Eberle. Eberle to Polak. Polak holds. Eberle on a cross. Back by Barzal. Barzal off of Niskanen. Onto the line. Polak to Eberle. Eberle to Polak. Polak a drive. And that one is deflected out with 65 seconds left on the man advantage and 3:17 in the game. And that just gets deflected high. And for Hart, and it just might not be a little too late as Islanders trying to join Las Vegas and Dallas not only in the conference finals, but also as a team that had a 3-1 series lead, relinquished it, and was able to salvage victory from the jaws of defeat because of Game 7. Flyers throw it in, 40 seconds left for a shorthanded bid. Tried to slap at Lawton, but he finds on Raffle in behind. Raffle gets brought down. No penalty. And if there was a penalty, you know that the goalie was coming out quick. So it looks like the Flyers will try to kill, and then if they have a chance, take Hart to the bench. Here's Mayfield. Drops it for Polak. Polak through to the line. 10 seconds left in the power play. Hart rings it in around. Pitlick hit to the side. The Flyers will get it to center, and the power play is over. A shot one off the glass as well. Throwing that one across, back. Hart still in his net. 2 minutes left in the third period. 4-0 Islanders. Bringing it on is Polak. Wrong team. Sanheim. Intercepted by the Islanders. Shot in along the corners. Here's Lawton. Lawton fights off. Kept it along by Polak again. Polak. Kept on back because of some injury issues. No Johnny Boychuk in these playoffs. Brassard. Islanders keep it in. Pajot. Less than 90 seconds to go in Game 7. Islanders as close as they've ever been to going to the Eastern Conference Final. Leddy, and this puck goes through. Haig into the Islander zone. Here's Robert Haig. Checked off by Pelech. Pelech with a chance. Couturier trying to backhand it in. Here's Nick Leddy. Leddy off the corner boards. Here comes Jordan Eberle through to center, and 1 minute remains in the third period. Niskanen behind Hart. On the center. Back to Mayfield. Mayfield thrown off the glass. It'll go to Hart. Hart will spin it to Provorov. He's had an excellent playoff year, which looks like it'll come to an end. 40 seconds left to go. The Flyers will bring it in and dump it through. And now the final game in Toronto looks like it's coming to an end now with 20 seconds left in the game. Islanders still in their zone. Mayfield shoots it across back to center. Flyers along with it. Haig will touch off the boards. Off a Flyer. Back to Mayfield. Mayfield shoots off the corner glass. This close to a shutout. Provorov with the puck. Provorov will hold for 3, 2, 1. And they'll let the seconds tick off. And the Islanders are going to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 1993 when they played Montreal. This time they'll play a team that hadn't even gotten to the playoffs yet. The Tampa Bay Lightning. The Islanders eliminate Philadelphia. The conference finals are set. All 3-1 teams have overcome their trophy. The Islanders will play Tampa Bay on Sunday night. On Monday night, which I will cover. And on Sunday night, Dallas will play Vegas. The team from the Metropolitan to represent will be New York. Every team, one team from each division, fittingly, but it was not it was not something that had to happen, but fittingly one team from each division will be represented. New York represents the Metropolitan, Tampa Bay represents the Atlantic, Dallas represents the Central, and Las Vegas represents the Pacific. Right. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed doing this one. This was the Eastern Conference Final, Game 7, 2 periods. I missed one for New York Islanders and the Philadelphia Flyers. New York shuts out Philadelphia 4-0 in Game 7 and moves on to play the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Eastern Conference Final. The second time New York has played Tampa Bay in 4 seasons. 5 seasons. I will see everyone on Monday night because I'm not doing Game 1 tomorrow. I have a radio show. I will see everyone Monday night for Game 1 of the 2020 Eastern Conference Final between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders.